Good evening, my name is Timothy Cremen and I live at 1754 Tysons Crest Lane. I've prepared these slides in this video to highlight for the committee several examples of the many reasons why this proposed development should not be permitted. My first slide here provides a summary of these reasons, which I will go over in more detail. In sum, the proposed development has tangible negative effects on the surrounding neighborhood, therefore failing to comply with Objectives 8 and 14 of the Comprehensive Plan. It also does not fit the community as required by Section 2 of the plan's appendix. Here I have reproduced Objectives 8 and 14, which the Commission knows well. The plain language of Objective 8, Policy A, specifies that redevelopment will not adversely affect the surrounding community. There are such negative effects here. First, all visitor parking for the 3 new homes will be forced onto the Tysons Crest cul-de-sac. There is no street parking on the section of Old Courthouse Road facing the development, and the mini cul-de-sac of the proposal provides no street parking. And the small driveways resulting from shoehorning 3 homes on this property cannot compensate for this parking deficiency. This lack of street parking is also inconsistent with all of the surrounding neighborhoods. The Tysons Crest cul-de-sac is immediately adjacent to the proposed development and is directly accessible to all 3 of the proposed homes through 2 access paths, shown here by red arrows in the right-hand drawing. Visitors and deliveries will naturally park in our cul-de-sac and use the paths. We have 14 kids amongst the houses that regularly have multiple guests and activities. The vast majority of the time, visitors park on the street. Thus, parking is already at a premium as there are only about 6 or 7 usable spots in our cul-de-sac. Forcing another development's parking onto our cul-de-sac is a direct negative impact to our community. The second negative impact to the adjacent communities is one of safety related to the mini cul-de-sac. While one may think it provides an improvement over the existing hammerhead, this is not the case. First, the mini cul-de-sac provides no practical turnaround functionality. Its 30-foot radius will require 3-point turns for all but the smallest vehicles. It is no real improvement to the existing hammerhead, which, by its nature, draws almost no traffic. Second, the mini cul-de-sac actually introduces a safety hazard due to its interface with the end of the access path from Tysons Crest, shown in the right-hand drawing here. The access path is regularly used by children and commuters walking to and from the bus stops on Old Courthouse that are in the Tysons Crest community. Vehicles performing 3-point turns will naturally back up directly towards the end of the path, as will cars reversing out of the driveways. This is a hazard, particularly with regard to vehicles with large rear overhangs, such as delivery trucks. Third, a mini cul-de-sac is inconsistent with all of the surrounding neighborhoods. The third negative impact is again one of safety. The developer is proposing a driveway with no internal turnaround provisions on a 2-lane portion of Old Courthouse Road. It is quite dangerous for someone to back out here due to limited sight lines, as shown by the bottom photograph. Indeed, every other nearby property has an internal turnaround, but it does not appear the developer has the room to do so here due to the shoehorning of 3 homes on this parcel. As I mentioned above, the proposed development also fails to comply with Section 2 of the appendix. It does not fit into the fabric of the surrounding communities for at least the reasons here, which I will go over on the following slides. First, the homes are haphazardly oriented to make 3 homes fit. This is self-explanatory from a simple review of the plan, and a few of the deficiencies are highlighted here for the Commission's consideration. Perhaps the worst orientation is that of Lot 2, which faces the rear of my neighbor's property and has only about 15 feet from its front porch to a tree line. This is quite substandard for the surroundings. Also, Lot 2 doesn't quite face the street. Second, the home size and density is not compatible with the surrounding neighborhoods. The home density is significantly higher than Tysons Crest and is not offset by a large open space like our full-size cul-de-sac. It is also much higher than the other adjacent developments with larger homes. Beyond this, the development is also inconsistent with the adjacent Palm Springs neighborhood in the context of home size. Third, the development is not a cohesive and self-contained infill development like Tysons Crest, for at least the reasons on this slide. In sum, I would like to make clear that we are not against development, but shoehorning 3 homes here just doesn't work. Beyond the negative effects I've discussed, this plan runs up against the minimum parameters of the comprehensive plan over and over in almost every aspect of its design. There are simply too many compromises here, which results in a plan that is highly inconsistent with the surrounding neighborhoods. These compromises serve only the developer. This is not development beneficial to the community. Indeed, Developers Council at the last citizens meeting admitted that this plan is the best they can do to fit 3 homes on this property. The best they can do should not be a guideline the county follows. We should strive for more than that, or we will end up with lots of best they can do's. Finally, the plans do not appear to accurately represent the size of the proposed homes, for the reasons shown here, which should be self-explanatory. In view of all the above, we respectfully request that this Commission deny this rezoning request.